What is poppin', people? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. This would be your regularly scheduled Abbadomon versus Puppets gameplay, but Trix did not get his mail day in time, which is why we're going to be on Jesmon and opening up with the Huckmon in the back, Huckmon in the front. Let's get that nice double hit, and it's going to be a one-cost Soundbird. So not going to be getting the Zenith, but we do get the Abbado and the Scatter mode. And we're going to just commit a scatter mode there as we're going to pitch to draw. Pass him 3. Goes up to 4 with the pitch. And we're kind of off to the races. This deck is still kind of belligerent. Evolve for 2, and then up for 3. Gets the pop on the scatter. And then end of turn, suspend the Huckmon to swing over unsuspended. So this will be swing over unsuspended, Alliance, piercing 2. And he still kept turn. I'm just going to end on the Garnet. So, turn 2, by the way. We just have to somehow deal with a piercing body. So, we're going to put Parabolic Junk down just to try and be annoying. Try and make it... just annoying to deal with, but... This isn't just Jesmon. Jesmon and his adoptive stepdad do kind of cause problems for this deck. So we're going to de-digivolve the Jesmon X down to a Huck. And there's going to be a Huckmon in the back now. I mean, the other thing is we do get to float. It'll only float into a 5 or lower from hand. It is kind of... It's not a bad position to be in, but it's not ideal. We go Huckmon into Bauhuck, and then crack the boost. And then spend a boost. Does find the Jest GX off the final hit of it. Then we get to suspend the Bauhuck to turn into Jesmon. Jesmon is then going to Brutes. Get to play down the CL, gain back a memory off the Bauhuck Inherit. And then this should be... Alliance? No, choosing not to alliance. We're just going to go into it. So we're going to gain back the 2, and then we're going to pitch to draw in off of the scatter mode that we float out of. Not ideal, but it buys us an extra turn of not taking several checks. And it means if he was looking to maybe like Chimera or like some other extender, we get away with that. 0 cost for the Samba. Does find another rare, which we do kind of have to use. We've only got 1 Inherit for the redirect, and there's no native blocker on this until you get to core. So we're not in a great position, in all honesty. Obviously, Jess X, we just got to try and like also account for that. Where it's whether it would have blocker or not. So this would double clear if not. So what we are going to do is just going to evolve for 3. And just hope that maybe he doesn't have another level 6. Realistically, we're so wide on the board that we are chilling. He pitched off the Genku X, which probably implies that we're cooked. The boosts, the Bauhuck, going to gain us 1 off the CL, so a 1-cost Evo. And then we're just gonna swing, hit a Laplace, swing, hit a Parabolic Junk, swing, and hit a Geni, and then, yeah, we didn't redirect into any of these because we were trying to see if we could crash and float, but it really didn't matter because we were 1k bigger the whole time because of the scatter mode, and that is going to be game 1. And whilst we're getting shuffled up for game number 2, I want to say a thank you to everyone that has been supporting the channel. Your support goes a long way into helping us do what we do daily here with Digimon. At the top we have, of course, the Mega, Josh, an Ultimate here on YouTube, a Tier 3 on Twitch. Then for our Ultimates, DigimonTCG, Tommy Tricks on the Sticks, 3 Strike Rule, Brad, King of Knights, Sacred Armour, and Matthew Bowen. And El Clasico opener, Pitcher Scatter Drawer. And we're going to make the Bauhuck and then get the 1 choke with the Master to Disciple. Then this is going to be a second scatter. 2 squids in play now. Gets the 1 choke, which does buy us an extra turn. We're probably not getting two checked. Well, maybe we are. Gonna have the Baja come down, is gonna pop one, and then there's no other body, so it doesn't actually get to clear. Zero cost Soundbird. We do find Abbado. Oh no, looks like we're gonna take the Raremon. Then we're gonna go one cost into the Jesmon, which is now gonna collision, does clear the body, so in a much better position this time than Analog Youth. Does get the Abbadomon picked up, and two scatters go to trash, so setting up for an assembly as well. Really, really sick position, honestly, to be in. And past 3 off of the Garnet. And it looks like we're going to pick up the Ganku rather than the Jesses. Parabolic, swing in the rookie, hits a Medieval, going to gain 2. Also revealing the Medieval's in play. And I'm going to go for the Scatter. Zero cost because there's 5 squids in play. Going to get to go rare. We're going to swing this in. If it dies, we do get to float, but we are just 1k too big, and we're just going to go into the Abbado, which is going to load up the core in trash. And then we get to load up the Scatter. And it does one choke. So all in all, pretty good. But Ganku comes down off the top into Ganku X. Does get Digivolve 2. And we're just going to check whether he wants to go 2 down or whether stay on the Scatter. And everyone is fully protected until the end of his turn, which is incredibly annoying because it means we have to respect Jess X. Obviously nothing to clear there when we push out the core. And we do have another rare, but obviously it's not going to be able to get much extra value out of that. We're going to go with the Taunt onto the Ganku, and then we're going to evolve into a rare, so that way we can try and float. So we are just going to get the straight block, which clears the Ganku. And we still have 1 redirect live, which is pretty important. Main problem is the rare floats from hand, and there's not that much recursion, so it's kind of hard to bring some of this stuff back. Just going to make another Just GX, which is going to get the Digivolve onto the core, but we do have an Abbado in hand, so we're just going to evolve and put the core straight back. And honestly, would have loved to have done this in a better way, where we maybe go core over it as well. But what we're going to do is we're going to have the Geni to pass turn, and then we're going to load a Abbado underneath to attempt to shoot a 6. A bit premature, but it just tries to make it so the Digivolve isn't going to clear us as badly. And we're in an okay position. He does need to refresh protection, otherwise we do get to claim a body for free. Because we committed the 6 early though, we don't have a way of clearing the Ganku. Whereas there is a 5 and a... I think there's a 5, 4, and 3 in trash. So we'd be able to clear all of these. He's going to clear 1 Scatter. And then Suspend to go into Jesmon. Jesmon is going to swing. And what we should have done here... Actually, no. Yeah, we're getting ready to Geni, but because the CL comes down, we get to go into Just GX. Just GX loads the Ganku X, which gets the Digivolve, which is incredibly annoying. So, you know, have to do it again. And then it gets to evolve into the CL, which stuns the Geni. So, if we want to have the core move out, it would reset the egg deck. And that's what we're going to do. Just so we can keep trying to play the game. We're not actually going to commit the block because obviously, you know, he's massive. Alliance with the Just GX, so he's like 32k or something ridiculous. We're just not going to do that, but more importantly, we're going to get the load up. And there's going to be 3 checks. Nothing we could have done about that, really. Analog Youth is going to come down. We're going to pick up another core because we really did need it. And we just need to be able to threaten it. The only problem is because we reset the egg deck, we now can't just use this core to put another... Or we can't use the Abbadomon to put another core down. So it's like... Obviously, benefit of hindsight or like future sight to know that, yo, we would have been able to get a free core. But the main thing is because he stunned the Geni. If he hadn't stunned the Geni, we probably... I mean, well, we wouldn't have reset the egg deck. So if we'd have been able to maintain redirect and also have that block. And then we would have been able to maybe fish for another one in future, which would have been nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to put Parabolic Junk here on the core because we're trying to bait a GX ace. So we're going to swing. Everything does have blocker, so we will go through it ignoring Collide. Well, Collide targets the player, but then we do hit the Masters of Disciple, which is kind of unfortunate. What we should have done here is we do have the Abbadomon. And then what we should have done with the lap place is we lap place to choke to 1. And we taunt the Jest GX so that way we don't have an alliance body that we can't do anything about. And then what we should have done is redirect into the Abbado so they crash. Because they would have been 15. So what I do here is I block, which clears the body. But what we should have done is do the Abbado to redirect. And then tap both analog use to gain. Or just, if we drawn the lap place a bit sooner, then the Parabolic Junk should have gone on the Abbado. So that way we would have been gaining 2 memory plus 2 from analog youth. And that would have been 4 for a turn skip effectively. And then they would have lost protection and then we can kind of play from there. So gonna kind of make the mistake here, and Jest GX is gonna come down off the top, which loads the Ganku. Ganku get the free Evo into the Savior, and then we're gonna clear, which takes the redirect offline. We no longer have any defensive lines because we're missing the egg because of, again, resetting the egg deck. And then either way, it wouldn't have mattered if we'd gone for the redirect versus the block, because he's gonna stun the blocker anyway with the CL awakened. Stops it from suspending, which allows him to then go in for the 2 checks, keeping turn, and it is going to be the Savior Huck to get the game. We're going to play a third one because we have enough time for it, but just kind of shows that there's plenty of really interesting lines that you can take defensively, not just offensively with this deck. And also that Jesmon is still belligerent. No matter what format we're in, it really does still just hit you for 5 checks. Not all in one turn anymore, but now it just makes a protected board as like a little interim race like Mario Kart World.
Matrix Digivolution.
Join the members! Howdy gang, it's, you know, May, and I'm finally done that thing I said I would do in February, which is give you a 2025. Please consider subscribing and all that. We've started to go up really, really far. Really happy to be still that biggest English-speaking European Digimon content creator, and I'm always eternally thankful for that. Yeah, we do a bunch of different things. The podcast, which a lot of people really like. We also do some game shows, and we've gotten to start doing some history videos with the How Good Was Shoutmon, and we plan on doing many, many more. But just wanted to give you kind of like a little bit more of an updated look for your reminder to try and always like and subscribe to the video if you can. And if you do feel like leaving us a comment, even if it's just like a short one, it goes a really long way to supporting the channel. But again, the best way to support the channel is to join the members or use Twitch Prime on Twitch. You can get free ad-free Twitch streams there, but you can get ad-free content here on YouTube for as little as £1 a month by pressing the join button. And if you are a champion, you get some extra bonuses for that as well. Rookies and ultimates, we're still trying to figure out a couple more things that we can do to best support you. Like if you do get to see us in the UK at an event, I'll always have some extra bonus sleeves that are available for our rookies and above there, and we'll try and sort out eventually something for our international viewers. But just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone that has been a member. I know I don't always get to shout you out, but I do cherish every single one of you, and to join the Discord as well, so we can get extra benefits for you there whilst you're in the Discord, access to some extra channels. But yeah, thank you for 3 years of Digimon support now, and helping me do what I do daily. I really appreciate it, and thanks for watching. But yeah, we're gonna just do a little bit of theory crafting before we get ready for the next game, so we can say thank you to all of our members, really. Our champions: Shinikari, Coffee Days, DHM, Solo Ouroboros, Andy Fing, Squid Eater, Benji Gibber, Thomas Yates, Kenneth Smith, Donkey, Wolfos Magna, Craig and Security, Kava, and Stephen Holdren all get access to bonus content from the podcast 1 month early whenever we shoot it. And then for our rookies: Greatness Beam, Balfi, Bonsai Beard, Turtle Sovereign, Samuel Larson, Marcio, Mr. Wiccan, Wallendor, La Ott, and Nick Bunn all get access to ad-free content, just like our Digi-Eggs. Speaking of Digi-Eggs, I'm going to jump straight to a champion, as we are going to pitch off the rare to draw 2 with a scatter. Master Disciple, pick up MTD, Master Disciple, pick up Ganku. So we're Ganku X and 2 Sisters in Trash. Gonna go straight into the Jesmon. We're gonna just evolve because I think we're on we're on a slow hand. No scatters is kind of gross, and he's seeing all the MTDs, which is kind of grim. So we're a turn behind now, which is pretty rough. Really, really bad hand. We're swinging in the Jesmon in hopes that maybe it just floats, and we're just gonna go into the rare because we really can't afford to be 2 eggs worth behind. It's just not ideal. At the very least, a rare would potentially float into something else from hand. We've got 2 eggs in place, so it floats into a 5, but I think we only have like 6s and stuff. So if he does actually just take the, go for it, he does get value. I'm going to have the Ganku come down. GX, the Digivolve, so we don't even get the float. Then gets to... Gets to turn us into Jesx, and then Jesx can swing. Actually, no, we don't have the memory for it, but it's going to stun the Jesmon so it can't collide and get that on deletion, which is kind of annoying. Passes a 6, but not much we can do for it. So, going to slam a boost in order to add a scatter so we can play the damn game. 1 cost, pitch the court, draw 2. And then we're going to lap place probably the Ganku, because the Jesx we just have Alliance. It does have Piercing as well, which is incredibly frustrating. And then we're going to go Parabolic, and then we're going to go Rare, 2D Digivolve nothing, because the board is still protected. Gonna swing. I'm gonna steal that 2 memory that we can do. And we're still, low on hand. We haven't really adjusted the situation of like our rare doesn't float into anything right now. And then just GX going to load up Jesx, which is going to give the when Digivolving, which allows it to swing over unsuspended. So it gets to go straight over the rare. We were actually just going to leave it, but yep. And it's going to be when Digivolve swing over unsuspended. It's going to be an Alliance. It's going to be Piercing 3, and we don't have anything for it. We're going to hatch gain 1 and snatch 1, and then hit the Zenith to, I don't know, clear off some other things. Sometimes Zenith can feel pretty bad if you needed the pieces it milled, but it is what it is. Gonna play Abado, load up core. I'm gonna try and play the game from this position. And honestly, very stinky cringe position. So we're gonna lap lace. I'm gonna put it on the Ganku X. As much as we're thinking about the different sisters, it is going to be Ganku X. We can crack the boost, and then we're going to play Geni in hopes that that is enough. We are going to use the Geni to actually find the rookie and the thing, and then end of all turns, we're going to load up a scatter to be just slightly bigger. We can Geni. And we will Geni. So we're going to Geni because it's a level 5 or higher Digimon, which means we actually get to go into core, which is pretty cute. And then attempt to clear all, but decoy clears all at the same time. So it does get to just go straight through it. We are going to take the block, and then it does unsuspend with the Abbadomon core here. So whilst we didn't get to turn skip or anything like that because we didn't lose our pieces, what is important is we're still threatening a blocker. This game sucks. Medieval Gallantmon. So we're going to hatch gain 1, and then we're going to swing through. And again, because we didn't reset the egg deck in this position, yeah, because we didn't reset the egg deck in this position, we are kind of griefed. So what we're going to do is we're going to assembly load the core, and then Medieval is going to immediately get rid of it. And then we're going to hatch gain 1, and then we're going to choke to 1 with the Serafi evolving over the Zenith in order to taunt the Medieval to swing. And then the Geni is active, so it's going to go, and then I think in this position, maybe we should have reset the egg deck instead. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Just so we can try and play. Because it doesn't really matter about the redirect. We're going to load up 3, which is going to clear. And then it has Alliance, so we really can't do much about it. So it's going to hit through, add to hand, drop the Ganku, get the D-Digivolve on our boss monster, because there's nothing we could do. And then we are going to get the pop with the Medieval Gallantmon, which clears the other. Yeah. In goes Jesmon. Well, in goes Jesmon, and a free Soundbird. Kind of surprised we... Oh, well, we put the Parabolic down on it. Does get the suspension and then clears the other body, which is kind of unfortunate. But it does mean we get to assembly down. I guess in hindsight, I should have saved the Parabolic for that. Either way, we're going to swing. It does have collision. We're just trying to add back a piece. But yeah, it's going to be just GX. I really don't think... Oh yeah, D-Digivolves as well. Because it gets... No, it just gets the pop. But we get to add back the rare. But we spent too much memory for it because we didn't actually get the value we needed. And because the board is still protected from the Gankumon, we don't get to at least steal memory back off the GX. And there is no redirect, so that is going to be game 3. If you did like what you saw, though, you are looking forward to seeing more. You get to see Jesmon in the finals against Puppets. If today's your birthday, then happy birthday. It's hot out, so drink water and have yourselves a damn good one.